Okay, Fiesta rice, very simple dish really, but the tools you'll need for the job is a sharp knife. Make sure you keep your knife sharp, otherwise it's just a piece of metal in your kitchen drawer. And you need a decent peeler. The important thing for rice is your pan. You need a good quality pan with a heavy lid. This is really good because it's got a domed lid, as you see here, which helps the steaming process. And it needs to be of a fairly thick bottom construction, okay, and with a nice heavy tight fitting lid. Alright, ingredients. You're going to need half a cup of each, so you're going to need half a cup of chopped onion, and you want it all cut round about the same size, half a cup of celery, half a cup of carrot, and half a cup of mixed peppers. What I've actually done is I've just taken the tip off each of these and chop that up to make myself around about half a cup there. You'll need half a cup of frozen peas, and you'll need 1.5 cups of long grain rice. In this case I'm using basmati, but it doesn't matter as long as you're using long grain rice. And you'll also need 3 cups, so that's twice the amount of cups of stock as you use rice. So you're using 3 cups to 1.5 cups of rice, so 3 cups of stock. I'm using chicken stock. Okay, the first thing to do is get your pan hot, and once it's hot and you feel it nice and hot, you want to get in about a tablespoon of olive oil into the pan, and then the very next thing you need to do, swirl that around a little bit, and then get in all your vegetables. Hear that? That's the good strike heat you want. And then you give that a stir. Very simple dish to make this, boys and girls. Very simple. The thing I haven't put in here at the moment is the frozen peas, because I don't really want it to cool it down too much. And we get a turn on this. The reason we fry it first is it creates a textural element within the rice itself. And it also enhances the flavour. It enhances the flavour by slightly caramelising the outside of the vegetables. So we need to get a start on it that way. And you can already see what a beautiful colourful dish this is going to be. I think good food should be a feast for the eyes, really, as well as the mind and soul and body. So I think with colour like that we achieve it. And you can't beat Spanish food, Spanish style food for simplicity of ingredients and good robust solid flavours, and not only that, it's really nice healthy food. I love Spanish food. Right, once you've got a decent turn on that, you start to get that peppery, that sweet pepper and oniony smell coming off. Alright, let's go in with the rice at this point. So we want 1 cup, and we want half a cup of rice in there. So that's 1.5 cups of rice. And this is important also. You need to give it a stir, because you want every single piece of rice coated in that oil. Alright? It's not a very oily dish, there's only a little bit in there, but you want it to coat each separate grain of rice. And again, this improves the texture of the finished rice. So the next thing we go in there with, very simple this, is you go in with all the stock. And as you see, it's as simple as that. And then in goes half your cup of peas, and then you stir. So you've now got the contrast of the white rice, you've got the contrast of the colourful vegetables. Don't yellow your rice. There's no point yellowing your rice because you've got that contrast already in your vegetables. So just leave the rice white. Now the very next thing we do is, if you've got gas, it's great, because once this has come to a boil, because the next thing we do is put the lid on and we leave it on. What I'm trying to do here is dispel all the myths about cooking rice. You know, there's so many myths about it, and really it's very, very simple. You get it coming close to the boil like it is here, and then you cover it. And the very next thing you need to do is you need that to go on a very low heat. So what we'll do on this electric oven, on this electric cooker, what I do is I turn a second ring on very low, because I want to transfer the rice as soon as steam starts issuing out of the lid. This is important because you want that head of steam under the lid, and you need to protect this jealousy, because people come along and lift the lid and go, oh, what's in there, right? And you don't want that to happen, because that steam needs to stay in there. So guard that jealously from anyone lifting the lid, because nosy parkers will come in your kitchen, they'll lift the lid and they'll ruin your rice. Alright, so it's very simple as long as you do it right. So we need to bring this up now to a rolling boil, and we need to get the steam, the lid gets really hot and the steam begins to issue from the side of the lid, or the lid begins to rattle. This is beautifully constructed pan, and because of its domed lid you have to watch out very carefully for the steam to issue, because the steam is very efficiently rolling around inside that domed lid. And as you see now, I don't know if you can pick this up, but there is a slight issue of steam. Let's go in real close. There you go, look, you can just about make that out, at least I can. And now's the time to transfer that across. See how it's now issuing? That's coming up right nice and strong. So we now transfer that across to the cooler one. Alright, let's go wide angle on that so you can see it. There you go. I've moved it across the cooler one, now I can switch that off. And all that needs to do now is sit there on the low heat, and this grades up to 12 and I've got it on number 2, so you can see how low it is. And all you need to do is keep the heat under this for about 10 minutes, a very, very low heat. If you've got gas, turn it down till you can just about see the flame. So you want it really, really, really low, not on a simmer, but lower than a simmer. And then just leave it, don't lift the lid, do not lift the lid, right? Shall I say that again? Don't lift the lid. Okay, the only time you need to see the lid lifted is when you're about to serve it. Okay. Hi there. Right, we're back at the 10-minute point now. It's sat there on the low heat with the lid on for round about 5 to 10 minutes. And now I'm going to turn the heat off completely and then just let it sit there. Now it needs to sit there for at least another 10 minutes. What's happening at this point is the rice is cooking in its retiring heat. It's continuing to cook in the retiring heat. And one of the benefits of that is the texture, the texture of the finished rice. It kind of gives it a delicious sort of nutty texture. I can't really describe it, but you'll see it when you make this for yourself, and I hope you do, because it is a wonderful way to cook rice. And once you've cooked rice this way, it will probably feature in a lot of your future meals, because it's very easy to prepare. You know, it's done in a few seconds, and then it's the cooking time. It's something you can put on the pan, bring to the boil, and then turn low, and then walk away for 10 minutes. Turn it off and walk away for another 10 minutes. So the whole thing takes no more than about 30 minutes to do in total cooking time. And if you think about it, if you put potatoes on, you've got to peel them and then you've got to boil them for 20 minutes. So it's about the same time as it takes you to cook potatoes or any other vegetable, really. Okay, the reveal. I'm staking my professional reputation on this, but let's go. And as you see, it's a beautiful colourful dish. You can now just give that a stir and you'll see all the colours come together in this beautiful dish. It is absolutely wonderful. Incidentally, all the details about how to chop up the vegetables are in separate videos I've done, so if you check out my channel you'll see they're my super quick tips for preparing vegetables. There's no reason why this should take you an awful long time to do.